Hey guys, we're going to set up a mock scrape today, and we are on a friend's property, a good friend of mine that lets me hog hunt on his property, and I always try to help out all the people that always allow me to hunt their properties, doing things like mineral sites and mock scrapes and things like that. I do not deer hunt this property, but I love hog hunting here, and some little tokens of appreciation is doing things like this. So I've got a scrape rope right here, brand new scrape rope. We're going to hang it up here, and as you can see, this has actually been an old scrape, in years past. What we're going to do is we're going to put this scrape rope with our branch butter, and we're really going to make this a hot spot, okay? And then with the help of our Scrapemaster Scrape Beads and Scrapemaster Liquid, I'm really going to pour it in there, and we're going to get an inventory on all these bucks. So we've got a wise eye set up here so we can keep an eye on this. I'll show you guys a setup here in a few. There's a beautiful field. He's got a nice box stand over here on this end. He watches this whole food plot. And right here is a great shot from that stand, and we'll be able to see what all bucks come to this area. So we're going to go ahead and prime it up, get it started, and that way he can get an inventory on his bucks for this season. I'm excited for him to be able to see what he's got over here. So right now I'm going to get all this stuff out of the packaging here. And like I said, we've got our Scrapemaster Liquid, branch butter, and the good stuff, the scrape beads. Now, for those of you who don't really know much about these scrape beads, amazing product. So these little beads right here are infused with the Scrapemaster Liquid, okay? These beads are a time release, and they break up in the soil, and so essentially they will slow release over the next course of probably about 2 weeks or so. But the thing is that when the bucks come, and bucks are doe and they urinate in that scrape, it actually swells back up and recharges these things. So I always kind of double it up. I saturate the ground with this, and I top it off with my scrape beads, and I usually use this whole 2-ounce jar. You can actually do probably 2 or 3 if you wanted to, but I pour it to it. So we're going to go ahead and get it set up. I'm going to do the rope first. Boy, it is a hot one. So we're going to do the rope first, okay, in the branch butter. I'm actually going to go and get my dead downwind wipes and wipe my hands down pretty good before we get over there into that branch, because I am sweating, son. It is a hot one. All right, I'm back, cleaned up. So let's go over here. We're going to hang this. Go ahead and put it to it with the branch butter, and then we'll get in there with the Scrapemaster Liquid. But you really don't want to touch all of this and put your scent. So I'm going to try to be as careful as possible. Man, I love that new rope. I'm going to show you guys real quick. Just set up now. Look at that. So I took the rope, curled it around that branch. Look at that. And then now that branch, that scrape rope is perfect. It ain't going nowhere. And we're going to put the old branch butter to it some. Alright, so for those of you who don't know what branch butter is a preorbital and forehead gland gel. So this is actually glandular secretions from preorbital, which is right here, their tear duct, and their forehead gland when they're rubbing their head all in these branches. So we're going to go ahead and open this jugger up. Now it's stout, okay? So you don't really want to get it on you. I can tell you that much. So probably what I'll do is I'm going to use the cap from the Scrapemaster Scrape Beads to hold that while I pour this on there. So I use that whole tube. You don't have to use the whole tube, but when I say I don't play around, guys, I don't use a whole tube. We're going to do the Scrapemaster now down here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a stick and I'm going to rough up this dirt a little bit, saturate it with a Scrapemaster, and then we're going to put the beads on top. Take our stick with us. We don't want to leave a stick full of human scent. Alright. The reason I use a whole bottle to get things started, you can miss this after you get that scrape going pretty good, but if you ever imagine how much you urinate, how much an animal urinates, they don't really urinate mist. So I pour it to it. We'll get these beads in there. There you go. Scrapemaster Scrape Beads. Now these things, I tell you, we've been using this for quite a while. Black-Wooded Deer Lures came out with this over 10 years ago. They were the very first ones to release this product, and they're the only ones that break up in the scrape and allow it to be recharged. They're biodegradable, safe for the environment, and it just makes the dripper obsolete. So guys, I highly suggest trying your Scrapemaster Scrape Beads with your mock scrapes, or even priming up your regular scrapes. So again, there we go. Scrapemaster Liquid, branch butter, Scrapemaster Scrape Beads. Let's get out of here before I sweat all over this whole field and ruin what I just did. I guess I'm sweating out all that Monster, man. I'm telling you. My wife's giving me a hard time about drinking so much Monsters. Says too much sugar. Yeah. All right, guys. We're going to move on to the next one.